Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dark Child.
Sup?
I'm your host, Twins Inc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. We back.
Yo.
How's it going, Seth the Dark Child?
It is, man. This is an outstanding summer day. It's outstanding. And while the weather's good and my health is good and life is good and money is good, it's hard to argue, man. I can't see nothing. I'm gonna have to make something up to be mad about. But it ain't that hard. Yo, the intro for today's show. Listen. I know this happened a few days ago, but we just always be wanting to put our 2 cents in on everything because, well, it's our damn show. It's what we want to do. Anyway, today's show is called The Marriage Trap. And we'll be taking a specific look at Miss Larsa Pimpin Jordan.
Say that again. Say that again.
Miss The Marriage Trap featuring Miss Larsa Pimpin Jordan.
Pimpin Jordan. Ain't that the irony?
And listen, we using that as a joke, but it's just a lot going on with it. So anyway, in the news recently this week, this being the week of June 20. What is today?
Today's the 25th, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
Sunday.
Today being June 25th. In the news in the last week, a Los Angeles County court awarded Larsa Pimpin pretty much half of all of the marital assets of her ex-husband Scottie Pimpin, which included bank accounts, checking accounts, property, and now this is the almost worst kick in the teeth, his pension, his 401k from the NBA. She made bank.
Ching.
Being remembered that they were married from 1997 until 2016. And when they got divorced, there was no cheating. There was no infidelity.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was simply put irreconcilable differences.
Okay.
I don't want to be with you no more.
Understandable.
And on my way out the door, yo, fool, run me my loot. That's what she did, right?
Okay.
And so that's the marriage trap for me is she cashed out and gets cash and prizes on the way out the door. That part
right there.
Half of everything once again, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. She hasn't dribbled a basketball. She ain't did one practice. She ain't took any of the injuries.
Listen, I never saw her. I did not see her locking down Magic Johnson. I didn't see her carrying Michael Jordan through the championship games. I didn't see her. I seen Pimpin, Scottie. I seen Scottie out there a lot.
Well, and I got to add on something because, for every bright side of the sports fame and the glamour, the glitz that comes with being a sports star, you know what the bad part is?
What's the bad part?
If you've ever played a sport, seriously played a sport, you know what I'm going to say next.
What's that?
She don't have to take the painkillers to get out of bed. She ain't had to go through the physical rehab to get over an injury. She ain't had to play through pain and suffering. It's hard to be a professional athlete. Listen, it's hard to play a sport. Yeah,
because the next day, listen, try going outside and cutting the grass, trimming the bushes. Really, do everything. Don't just cut the grass and leave. I'm talking about cut the grass, do the edges, do the trimming all around, rake it all up, back it all up. That's a full workout. The next day, you're going to be like, man, what did that guy do yesterday? Oh, I did the full yard, and I did it very well. So imagine that as a basketball player running down the court for, 2 hours? Commercial breaks, or hour and a half, whatever. Yeah,
but they ain't got nothing to do with it. Listen, my brother played college ball. And he didn't go professional or nothing like that. But college ball, he played football from the park balls all the way through high school and a very little bit of college.
Okay.
And at 48, 49, when we were having a conversation about it, this dude sometimes he still has to take an ibuprofen or a Tylenol every morning because it hurt. Stuff hurts.
Oh,
Them
listen,
joints hurt.
Facts. I have a friend, real close friend, name is Kearney, and we played football in high school together. We ain't play college, bro, but we played high school, and we have injuries that linger from back 2001 era.
And they're not going to get better.
No,
it hurts. It hurts when you see Shaq walking around looking like he barely functional some days, because it hurt to play professional ball. Larsa Pimpin ain't got none of those aches, pains, and injuries. Only thing she got is liposuction and BBL certain injuries. So anyway, so back to the marriage trap on this one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, because we're not gonna. I'm trying to be nice about it, but I've been divorced. I am thankful. I'm only gonna talk about myself in the abstract for a few moments.
Okay.
I've been divorced. When I got divorced, I got married to somebody, and I thought that we were going to do XYZ. I was foolish. I thought that if you get married, you stay married. That was the end of the situation.
Till death do us apart. I remember that saying.
Yeah, no. It's most likely till death or I get tired of you. We part. But when I got divorced, my ex-wife, she did not take half of my 401k. She didn't take half of my bank accounts. All she took was child support.
Okay. And
I thank her for that. I appreciate that. You know why? Because I realized she could have put a 12 gauge to my head and pulled the trigger. Right? She could have had me homeless. She could have had me selling my house. She could have had me cashing out my 401ks and my bank accounts. And I could have just wrote her a check simply because we used to sleep together. She let me walk. I had the easiest divorce of anybody I ever met, bro. We were divorced 90 days after filing.
Oh, must be nice.
On the 22nd of June, that was my 6-year divorce anniversary. And I woke up smiling on that day. She could have crushed me, she didn't, and life is much, much better now than it was then. I miss with my kids and all that, but the fact that another human being could have, no matter how much work I put in, no matter what I did to put a roof over our head, she could have literally made me homeless had she made a few different decisions.
And not care, and also not care about it at the same time.
And not even care about it. And I got divorced, same reason Scottie Pippen did.
What's that reason again?
Irreconcilable differences.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So basically, marriage used to be in men's favor. Not gonna lie, we're not gonna act like that didn't happen. But over the last 50 years, it didn't even out. So I understand the battle was for equality. Nah, these tables ain't just turned. These tables have flipped all the way over. It's so bad that when I heard an old man say this, and I want to repeat it the way he said it.
What'd he say?
He said basically, marriage is you looking across the table at a person, woman in this case, right? And you betting her half of everything you own that you can keep her. And she betting half of everything you own that you can't.
Damn, that's right. That sounds about accurate right there. She can't lose.
That's it, right?
Don't shoot the messenger. These are just the facts.
An old dude told me that, and I was like, you know how you just take a moment and reflect? You betting half of everything you own you can keep her, and she bet half of everything you own that you can't. And at this point, women file upwards of 80%. 80% of all divorces filed in America, women file. 80% of the time, men are losing that bet. And like Scottie Pippen, he just Jeff Bezos. He walked away from Mackenzie Bezos. He gave her $39 billion because she didn't want to be with him no more.
But I'm gonna say with her though, she was shooting the gym with him.
Oh, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was part of the.
No, she
was part of the basement or the home office setup and everything.
No, she was part of the home office setup.
Yeah.
For the first year and a half, and after that, she walked away from the business. Jeff,
is that a fact?
Yes, you can look that up. This is a Googleable thing.
Oh man.
So yeah,
no, you know what? I didn't search it. I didn't Google it. So he, ladies and gentlemen,
she didn't put in $39 billion worth of work.
She didn't.
Nope.
She helped him start it up, and then gave him the keys, and he ran with it.
And he did what he had to do.
And he did the partnership, and he made it happen. Like most men, we make it happen. We
just,
don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna put it together.
Figure it out.
And we just figured it. So he figured it out, and after figuring it out, he made it figure out very well because man is one of the richest men in the world.
We're gonna go with Melinda Gates. She got divorced from Bill Gates. I'm not sure how much she got. I thought it was in the 80 billion category, but it doesn't matter. Melinda Gates got paid, capital paid. She didn't develop anything about Windows or Microsoft or nothing like that.
Now that's a true statement. yeah. She definitely wasn't shooting in the gym with him. But what I'm saying that she wasn't in a computer lab with him. Matter of fact, she wasn't with him. They wasn't married when he started Microsoft. So that's a fact right there.
Who else did? Who else just got gaffled? You know, and just really bad in a divorce. Paul McCartney. He got married to that girl 2 years. I think they were married for 2 years. He ended up giving her in the neighborhood of $400 million. Paul McCartney.
2 years? He didn't have a prenup?
Had a baby. You have a baby.
Well, never mind.
Janet Jackson. Wasn't she married to that Saudi billionaire for 5 years and 2 months and ended up cashing out $500 million?
Yeah, because I think in her prenup, she had to be divorced by a certain time frame.
No, she had to stay married.
Stay married by
5 years.
5 years.
The divorce was finalized after 5 years, 2 months.
Oh, 5 years and 2 months. So if she'd have made it 6 years, she would have got nothing.
No. If she'd have divorced before 5 years.
Oh, before 5
years. So if she'd have divorced at 4 years and 9 months.
The paperwork, everything was already in process. So when it did end, it was already in motion.
Her crossing the finish line was 5 years. She crossed that finish line in 5 years, 2 months. You can't argue, bruh. You was there for one thing and one thing only, right? That's the marriage trap. It didn't used to be like this. It used to be for better or for worse. Facts. It used to be when you got married to a woman, both of y'all knew it was going to be tough. But you know what? I need you. You need me. Now.
What up, Don?
Now, when you get married, if you don't get, actually, Corey Holcomb. I heard Corey Holcomb say this. Basically, he was like, if you get married right now, you stupid. You're just stupid. If you rich and wealthy, if you already successful, if you already built yourself up into anything, why would you get married?
That's true. That's true.
Anything. If you already make $100,000 a year, why would you get married?
Make it make sense.
If you already got a name, if you already successful, if you already got anything, literally ANYTHING, anything going for you at all.
Let me play his devil advocate. Well, that's a dark child, man. What happened if I might want to build a legacy. I want to have kids to carry on my legacy. Shouldn't I get married then?
What legacy?
My legacy of my business that I have. So
whoa. How are you gonna have a legacy that somebody could take because they are tired of being with you?
Oh.
Listen.
Never mind. I didn't think about that. Because also think about this.
I'm listening.
When we speak about the previous people he went over, so Bill Gates' wife, Jeff Bezos, who else?
We can talk about Russell Simmons. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did anybody catch that?
I caught that one. So hold on, before we get into that one, but I'm saying those two people right now, Bill Gates' wife and Jeff Bezos' wife, neither one of the wives are still running the company. So what Seth, the dark child, just said is that if I create a whole legacy and I plan to leave it to my kids, but then the woman that I'm with decides she wants to divorce me and take half, whatever case may be, she's taking her money and she go on vacation while I'm still trying to either keep my business or start a new business. Now, with that being said, Jeff Bezos is still part of us. I mean, no,
Amazon.
he's still part of Amazon. He's still
and he make
Yeah.
he made the money, but that's not the point.
the point is, but she's not. But you don't see nothing of her doing with Amazon.
Well, look what she did. She took $39 billion. She left him. She married a school teacher.
I know, but the point I'm trying to make is that what is she doing that's still benefiting Amazon?
Nothing.
My point exactly. What is Bill Gates' wife doing that's still benefiting Microsoft?
Nothing. What is
So,
Kamora Lee
so what you're
Simmons
saying
doing
the-
that benefit Russell? Nothing.
So,
what is
but-
Larsa doing?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Devil
You got me on the roll.
Devil advocate. I know. Okay. All right. So I get it. The wife, she takes half, whatever. She won't be part of the business no more. X, Y, Z. But don't I still get to leave the business to my kids?
You do.
Okay.
If it survives.
If it survives.
I said my own self. My ex-wife could have wrecked it. She took my kids. I'm not throwing no stones. But she got my kids. She got custody of the kids. So you're not raising your kids in a divorce if your kids live somewhere away from you.
That's true.
So what legacy are you building? Those aren't those.
Well, in that case, right, that makes sense. Now, if, for example, we keep using Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, their kids are now adults now, so these kids should already be part of the business.
Maybe.
Well, hopefully they are, right?
Well,
but I get what you're saying. But they're young generation, then good luck with leaving the business to them because, like Seth Darchild just said, once you become divorced, you no longer have that daily interaction with your kids, or having that daily knowledge functions, whatever it may be. So therefore, you're not going to be so willing to give the business fully to them if you haven't been able to groom them just like you to handle the business if you retire or pass away. So that makes sense.
Let me give you in my own opinion, this is the marriage trap, but it's the legacy portion. We should have a whole show about what does legacy mean, right?
Yes.
But I'm gonna throw an anecdotal story about some people that I know. This isn't my life. This is somebody I know. Okay, so the guy and the girl living together, not married, living together, 2 kids, right?
Okay.
He is paying all the bills. Well, he's paying a good chunk of the bills, not all the bills. She does work. They're making it work in a house, nice house too. Man, woman, 2 daughters, right?
Okay.
They break up. He gets his own place to live, right? She stays in the house with the daughter. 2 daughters, I'm sorry. Now she has multiple men. She's working multiple jobs. And she's working. Okay, sorry. Okay, so she's got multiple men. She's working multiple jobs, and she now has a roommate living in the house that she and her man were previously capable of taking care of by themselves. Mm-hmm. Right. So it took another job, multiple men, and a whole nother renter to equate to that one dude who has now moved on to his own thing. But the kids are now looking at this chaotic situation, right?
Very chaotic.
So you were trying to raise your kids in a stable, loving environment.
Yes.
You got moved out in that environment. Now them kids live in an unstable, chaotic, potentially dangerous, because I don't want to be the one to say men touch women and all. I mean, men touch kids and all this. But there is another grown man around your children on a regular basis. And the fact that mommy is now dating, there are multiple grown men that aren't you and that haven't been vetted by you around your kids. So even if that's
important right there, ladies and gentlemen.
So even if nothing happens, which I swear to God, I hope nothing happens.
Yes.
Even if nothing ever happens, what mental messages, lessons have been imparted to your children? These are your legacy we were talking about, though.
Right.
But that's not a lesson you wanted your legacy to have. And that's the problem. So when we talk about this, the marriage trap, if you've gotten married within the last 10 years, you're an idiot. If you stay married, if you trust a woman to have your back, you're an idiot. Not because they can't be trusted, but 70-80% of people filing for divorces happen to be of a specific gender. This ain't a 50-50 thing. This ain't it could happen to anyone. They are doing it to us. And when they leave, they get cash and prizes. Half of this man's 401k. You get cash and prizes to leave. I bet you half of what I own that you would stay. You bet me half of what I own that you wouldn't. That's a win-win for you and a lose-lose for me. And it's too many people cashing in. This is the marriage trap. Until the laws change, and I think we should go ahead and wrap it up, really. But until the laws change, it's in most men's best interest. If you down on your luck right now, if you done got laid off from your job, if you unemployed between jobs, if you underemployed, it's your best interest right now to knock the girl up, have a baby, because you're going to pay child support anyway, but you might not want to be making money when you pay child support, and then break up with her. Save yourself the time and trouble.
It sounds wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It does sound wrong, but it's very logical and very smart.
Yeah, don't
this
work
is
yourself
the rat race
up.
that we're in, so it makes sense. The old me would have been like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, you used to race to the top. Yeah. Now it's in your best interest to run to the bottom. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever seen. The marriage trap is build a better mousetrap. If you want to be a man, you got to be a loser to win, because winners take L's. You want to be Tyrese crying on TV?
And salute to Tyrese, but he has a point though. Like at the end of the day, he's going through a nasty divorce, whatever, and it's all about money. It's not really about the kids or anything else. It's really about money, greed. But also what it does to his image as a whole is that we have a strong, we have a black man that we thought was strong, and we see him.
We talking about Tyrese?
Yeah.
Because no, he was never strong.
I mean,
this dude done cried like 96
that's what I'm saying.
times.
Like, but regardless, even once the ink is dry and he's back to being Tyrese, the actor, singer, XYZ, the memes and him always crying online will forever be there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying ain't nothing wrong from crying. I get it. We men have emotion too. But once again, once something is online, it's always forever there. There's no way to erase it. So when Tyrese, kids have kids, they can see uncle or great Tyrese still crying. I'm sorry. Just like the whole Ray J and Kim. That video is still there, and they making $1 million off it, but it's still there. But I'll get off that high horse for the moment. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Seth, anything you want to say? I know.
We can wrap it up. Once again, I'm sorry to say marriage turned into a trap.
It's definitely turned into a trap.
Winning
Larsa, Pimpin, Jordan, that's a thing. And I'm hoping and praying that Mr. Marcus Jordan decide that, you know what, this might not be a good move to be in with this lady. You know, she might be doing good tricks for you, but there's someone out there who's younger, fresher, no kids that you can build a life with if you want to go that route.
I got one more thing to say, then I'm going to wrap it up.
Go ahead.
Just one more thing. Imagine this. Larsa Pippen kicking it with Marcus Jordan, Scottie Pippen's teammate who don't like each other. So she's kicking it with him. That means the man that you don't like, not that Michael's around a whole bunch, is now around your children perhaps more than you are. And imagine if Miss Larsa Pimpin Jordan gets married, or even not get married, but has a baby with Marcus Jordan. Bruh, it's so different. Regardless of the marriage trial, that's disrespectful.
I see them all away. I see them all away.
That's disrespectful.
I see the money pit about to happen. I see her setting them up and everything. So if you fall for it, I'm not gonna be shocked.
And if
I hear that Miss Larsa Pippen is pregnant by Marcus Jordan, I'm like, well, that's what he get.
That's what he get.
I can't. I'm not gonna feel bad for dudes. Nah, that's what he get.
And
he knew better.
And if she would do it to Scotty,
come on
she
now,
would do it to you.
On that note, we're going to leave it off right there.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for tuning in. We're back next week, Sunday, live recording, 3 p.m.-ish. DaChop Team, live on all platforms on Mondays. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, all of them. Okay?
Yes,
Tune in, tap in. We out.
Peace.
Peace.